Okay, another fun day here in Lake Havasu City. Watching the sunset, and I went to the store and I picked up some cilantro and some tofu, and I'm gonna make a recipe that's from Mana Foods in Paia, Maui. That it's a cold tofu salad that's really good. That when I eat stuff, I like to try to like duplicate it and see what I can come up with. And I think this one I hit pretty much the nail on the head. So I'll show you the whole deal. It's pretty fun and it's pretty good, and it's healthy, and it's absolutely delicious. One of the first things is with the tofu, you want to get the hardest, firmest, whatever you could get. If they had like diamond hard tofu, I would get that one, and just get the hardest one that you can, because you're going to end up cutting it into like almost dice-sized cubes when you cook it. And I found that the firmest, hardest one you can get works best. The other thing you got to do is you got to drain, press the moisture out of it, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I have the tofu. I'm going to take it out and we're going to put it on a plate. But you want like a plate that has like edges around the side to catch all the moisture. And then we're going to put something on it, and then we're going to put a bunch of weight on that, and then press it out for about 15 minutes. Well, actually long enough for me to take a shower. And then we'll slice it up or dice it up, and then saute it in the frying pan. Okay, finished with the shower, and the tofu is looking good. The moisture is being pressed out of there. So we'll chop up all the vegetables. We got cilantro, carrots, red onion. We're gonna put sesame seeds in there. A little bit of curry, red pepper, black pepper, and soy sauce. I use soy sauce a lot instead of salt. All right, the sun's setting, as you can see here in Lake Havasu City. You can see. All right, now that the tofu has been all dried, we're gonna cook it up. So I'll take some olive oil and put it in the pan and get it going. And we want to put the tofu into like dice-sized cubes. It's good. We'll let the pan get a little hot, let the oil get hot, and we'll also add some garlic to it. Fresh garlic is the way to go for me personally, but so when we cook the tofu, we want to stir it a lot. We want to get the outside really nice and brown. You don't want to. You got to kind of be somewhat careful with it that you don't bust up all the individual pieces of tofu. All right, it's getting pretty hot. We'll turn the heat down a little bit, and I think it's ready for the tofu. Yep. Okay, while that's cooking, we'll cut up the other ingredients that go in this dish, and that's carrots and red onion and fresh cilantro. Now cilantro is something that people either like it or they don't like it. If you don't like cilantro, this dish is definitely not for you, because it's got a very strong, well, mildly strong cilantro taste. So I've had people say that cilantro tastes like they're eating Lysol, but I like cilantro, so I like this dish. So instead of adding salt to this, I'll cook it up a little bit, and I use soy sauce in place of salt, especially for this, because this has kind of got like more of an Asian edge on the dish. A little black pepper. We'll add a little soy sauce. A little bit of ginger. A little bit of curry. All right, that's good. Okay, we'll let that cook. And while it's cooking, we'll cut up our vegetables. So the carrots, if I had I don't have a cheese grater, but if I had a cheese grater, I usually grate them, but I don't have a cheese grater, so you want them cut up pretty finely. Add a little more oil. Using olive oil this time. If I had sesame oil, I'd use sesame oil. Okay, in addition to the carrots, we're going to use a red onion. Trick that I learned to help keep the knives better. A lot of times you'll see people drag the knife across with the blade side down. If you flip the knife upside down, it just helps keep the integrity of the blade staying nice and sharp. Okay, you can see how it's starting to get browned a little bit. We're going to go for a little more darker brown than that. And then the last thing is cilantro. When I buy the cilantro, what I like to do is I cut the bottom and then I stick it in water, and then that way it lasts almost indefinitely. So how much cilantro do we want? We'll probably take about half of this bunch. Okay, you can see it's getting browner. See that? That's what we want. We want it outside nice and brown. Okay, we'll chop up the cilantro. So this will be a cold salad. So after we're done cooking the tofu, I let the tofu cool by itself to room temperature, and while it's cooling to room temperature, I'll use the pan, and these are sesame seeds, not roasted. I like to buy the unroasted ones and roast them myself in the oil that's left over from me. That's just a personal preference. I think they taste better than buying the roasted ones, so I buy the unroasted ones and roast them. Okay, coming along nicely. Okay, while this is still cooking, we can start to make up our cold side of the dish. So I'll just add all the vegetables together. These up. And then we'll add the key ingredient, is mayonnaise. Now, I'm in Southwest right now, and you can get Hellman's or Best Foods or whatever, but when you're in the Southeast and you want to get mayonnaise, Duke's mayonnaise is by far the best. Like, this is 30 ounces. Duke's is still 36 or 30, whatever. I think it's 36 ounces. They didn't go smaller on us, and it tastes a lot better. But this is good. I like mayonnaise, so this will work. Okay, we're getting close. Smelling good. So I'll add a couple spoonfuls of mayonnaise. Some black pepper. Some ginger. Some curry. All right, and then we'll mix that up. All right, these are done. And you can see how they're nice and brown and firm. All right, so we'll let these cool, and while these are cooling, throw these on a plate. And we'll turn the heat down, and then we'll take some of the sesame seeds, and we're just going to roast them. Cover that. Okay, you can see they're getting a little bit brown and roasted. You don't want to burn them. Definitely don't burn them, because then you'll have burnt sesame seeds and it'll ruin your whole dish. All right, they look pretty good. So we'll add them into the mixture. And I'll just throw this back in there just to grab the rest of the sesame seeds. Okay, so we'll let the tofu cool, and then we'll add it to our cold side of the dish, and then I'll usually let it sit in the refrigerator until it's all nice and really cold, and then eat it cold that way. Okay, there you have it. We got the sesame seeds in there, all the cold stuff, and then we'll add the tofu. Mix it around. All right, looks good. And then at the end, I'll just add a splash of soy sauce. More than that. And then, if I had some sugar, I'd probably add a tablespoon of sugar. But I don't have sugar. I just have cinnamon sugar, and I don't know how cinnamon sugar will taste in here, but this will be all right. So there you have it. It's an Asian tofu salad, sesame salad with carrots, red onion, and cilantro. So I'll taste it. Oh, it's delicious. It's really good. So it's easy, it's healthy, and it tastes great. So I'll stick this in the refrigerator and probably have it for an appetizer tonight up on the Lido deck. All right, that's it for now. We'll see you on the next one.